Hello, hello all, hello. Welcome to a Autopilot stream. It's been a very long time since we've done one. So hello all, hello, and welcome to the stream really. So I guess introduction. Along here we are in the. Let me just close down some tabs here. We're in the Airbus A340-600 Lufthansa here on the stand 216 at Munich Airport over in Germany. Our flight today is going to take us on a fairly short route, only about an hour and a half flight time. Just wanted to do a first stream with the panel, and we're just going to head across to. Just heading across the country really, across to Heathrow. There's nobody online in terms of ATC at the moment in Munich, but there are some guys on the Heathrow and it's always busy, so we should hope for some people as we get a bit closer really. So, done once, I suppose, yeah. Say hello if you're in the chat, but I suppose I'll explain some other things. So we've got the panel here, so we've got the Winwing Autopilot panel, which we're going to be using throughout the flight. We've got the Airbus TCA throttle pack and add-ons, and we've got a homemade tiller and the Airbus side stick on the left here. In front of me we've got the panels from the Airbus aircraft that you can see on the bottom of your screen as well, and then on the left here I've got my screen that I do all the streaming bits on, but I'll also be having like the charts and things on there. So we'll have a couple of different things to do today. And then if you can see here, this is the FMS computer I've got here just on the tablet, so if you see me tip-tapping away on there, that's what that is here. So yep, hello everybody, please say hello, it's nice to see you all, and we'll get going really. So if I hop inside, I just want to do a quick sound check, so if you just bear with me, I'm just going to mute myself quickly, because I just want to see what it sounds like for you guys, and what you can hear. You'll see me, I'm just on my phone, just literally going to listen to it, just to make sure it's all at the right levels, because I know sometimes it isn't. So I'll just be a sec, and oh no, that sounds good. Okay, good. Just checking in. That's all good. Brilliant. Well, here we are. So we've got the nose of the aircraft here. So I haven't got everything set up here. So we will have to go in and out to do various lighting things and change panel settings and things like that. But apart from that, we should be, once we're certainly taxiing out and flying and everything, we'll be completely independent really on here. So let's do a bit of startup then. If I close that one there, and we've got our flight plan here in paper form. You can see. I'll look to the camera. And I think actually what I'm going to do, I want to see, in fact, shall I leave it? Let's leave it like that, shall we? Okay, cool. So we've got, let's get our INS line, and we'll get to the overhead terminals, we'll get the seatbelt signs on, standby compass on. We'll just fire up the APU because I think the outside temperature here is about 29 degrees, so it's quite warm in Munich. Although they've had a little shower, and so it's a bit wet on the ground. But apart from that, it's pretty good. Cool, and I'm just going to turn up the panel brightness. It's quite a bright day here in England, so we'll just get that turned up a bit to make it brighter. Have you got the new version of X-Plane 12? I didn't update it this morning, but updated it a few days ago, so hopefully this is the most current one. I'll have to check, but I think it is. So yeah, we'll see. I think it is. Perfect. Okay, good. So this is all working. It is perfect. Okay. So if we get NAVIGRAPH up here on the left-hand side, let's get NAVIGRAPH charts up. Pull that down here. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm just going to click into the tablet and do a SimBrief init request, and it's just going to pull across the data from SimBrief whilst NAVIGRAPH loads up for me. Brilliant. There we go. Up and loaded. Let's import the flight info then. So, EDDM to EGL, that's us. Right, let's get that. Okay, good. And I just wanted to pull up, just because I wanted to get the weather up and just check what we've got going on. So we've got QNH1013, winds are 2908 knots, few clouds, 28 degrees, fairly high humidity, and we're going to be departing from runway. Which runway we've got? We've got 026 right set up on here, and according to our flight plan. So we'll go from there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool. So, right, let's get ourselves going there. So tablet's just pulled in the information from SimBrief, so I'll just start that going. Get the INS aligning. Good, there we go. It will have done the weights on the aircraft, so we've loaded up. You can see on board today we've got a block fuel of 22.158 tonnes. You can see we've got 23 at the moment there. The zero fuel weight is going to be 224.3, so pretty heavy, and our takeoff weight is going to be 246, but obviously with a max of 368 in the 340, we're quite light, which kind of makes sense. It's a pretty short flight down to Heathrow this morning. So 26 right, and our departure then is going to be on the Give Me 1 November. 26 right. Just find that. Give Me 1 November. There we go. And that's in there. Sorted. So, and then you can see on the A340 we have a taxi camera available. So on the PFD there, you can see just pop up the taxi camera, and that's quite nice. We get the taxi information there. So we'll be using that during the taxi out and everything like this. So that's good. And then I'm going to select the VOR one on my side. Just check if VOR. Let's have the ADF, I think, on that side. And I'll bring the range down a bit so that once we're aligned, we're good to go. Perfect. Can you just see? Yes, you can just about see this down here. Okay, good. I'm going to be pulling up the departure charts then on my left here. The Givner 1 November departure is going to take us off 26 right, climbing straight ahead to about 3.5 miles away from the airport. And we're going to make a right-hand turn to 299 degrees, and then another right-hand turn. We've got a couple of speed restrictions of max 220 and max 250, and it looks like can't find any climbing here. Altitude are we going to climb to initially? I think it's 70. Was it 60? Let's just check. Looks like we'll set 70 initially, and then we'll follow the rest of it as we get going. Traffic-wise here at Munich, we have a fairly busy traffic. Not too busy, but busy enough. So that's quite nice. We had a few guys in with us, so that's nice and busy. And I think in terms of that, I'll just turn off the taxi camera. 70 set, and we're waiting for the INS to align. So let's continue with our setup page then. So the init page has been done, and the flight plan departure has been put in. So we're going to the performance page. Now I have to hop back into the flight deck for this one, unfortunately, and just do a takeoff performance config in the TOLISS. It's unfortunately just one of those things I have to click inside the flight deck to do. So we're going to have the dry runway. Well, it's a little bit damp because it's been raining, so what we'll do is we'll just set that to wet, so that it knows. Air conditioning ideally we'd have on because it's quite hot, and the config's in the auto position there. You can see Flex 61 is going to be this flap 1, quite a late rotation. Most 340s for heavy flights take off with flap 3, or for lighter flights take off with flap 2. So we'll just set flap 2 just to bring us hopefully the rotation a little bit earlier, but it'll still be quite late down the runway. And we'll have flap 2, 136, we'll have the V1 slightly earlier, 152 and 156 in there. So we've got 136 going in there, and we've got the rotate of 152 going into the VR, and 156 as the V2 with flap 2 flex 61. So I'm trying to find the F key there. Flex 61 is going in. And we've got 2 up 2.7 going in our flap selection there. Sorted. Okay, good. So we've got 4 minutes left of the INS alignment, and we'll just check through our cockpit preparation checks then. The gear pins and covers, we did a walk around and they've been removed. The fuel quantity we checked, we've got on board 23.1 tonnes of fuel, which is just a little bit over what we need, but that's perfect. The seatbelt signs, we'll just check they're on. They are, and we'll set the APU on to bleed actually, just to get the air conditioning running. I'm just going to turn it slightly colder in the cabin, because if we just check on the conditioning page, look, we can see down here, it's quite hot in the whole cabin, so we'll just turn it down a bit. Okay. Good. And then we've got INS are in the nav position, and the bar area has been set 1013 on both sides. Perfect. Good. Josh Grayson, hello. Nice to see you. Hello. Yeah. Feel free to join us if you're around. I'm just flying about really. And this is a sort of test stream, I suppose. Just want to see what it's like, and then if it works well, we'll stream more often. So just sort of seeing how it works really, to be honest with you. I'm enjoying the scenery in front of us here. This looks surprisingly realistic, actually. I'm quite pleased with that. I'm going to do one thing, which might cause the camera to turn off, but I just want to see if I click this button. Nope, it's not worked well, has it? We've lost the camera there. My plan is to try and put the camera as the big wide screen in front of us, the main screen there. But it doesn't appear to want to play. So why don't I try this instead? Bear with me. Yes. Put that there.
All stations, QNH 1014.
Oops. On our radio. Let's tune 1228 actually. Let's actually do that now. There we go. And you can see my camera's actually frozen there. Give me a sec. Oh, turned off. Doing this all morning to me actually. Let's see. Maybe I won't play with it next time. Hang on. Plug it back in. Let's get that in there. There we go, that normally does the trick. Let's have a look. There we go. Whoop. There we go. It's back on. Very strange. Right, let's just move that. So it's looking at the right thing. There we go. That's actually slightly better, I think, in terms of view. Nice. Come on. Good. I won't touch that then. We'll stick with what we've got. So. Good. Autopilot, but there's an airport. I hate that. He's not a fan of the London Heathrow arrival. No, I'm expecting it to be busy. I'm hoping it will be busy. Anyway, that'd be quite nice. So yeah, no, that'd be good if it was busy. But I know you don't like flying. But you gotta give it a go, I suppose. Give it a go. Come into the busy airport. All right, that's good. Now I've got my phone. I can see what's going on. Okay. So we've got 0 minutes to the INS lines. Let's just have a look inside the flight deck and do some bits and bobs. So it's gone to our pedestal page here. Let's set our multi-scan and our weathering page all to the auto position. And we're going to have 2000 in the squawk for this afternoon, as we've got nobody online for departure. So we'll have that. Check our flight deck door is locked. It is. Anybody coming in at the moment? Good, there we are. They've just aligned. You can see our routing's all in there. There we go. Look at that. All the way out. That's looking nice. You can see the route going out there. Pleased with that. That looks good. If you go on the plan page, just scroll through to make sure it's working properly. You can see coming out departure, right hand turn, up we go, basically over Frankfurt, and then we continue northwesterly all the way across to the Logan waypoint, which is the arrival at Heathrow. So that is working well. Good, we'll bring that in. Perfect. Okay, well, all doors are currently open. I'm just going to switch off the conditioning page. The doors are all open on the aircraft currently, so everybody's loading the plane up and things. So shall we close up these doors and start to think about getting ready to go? So let's close up the passenger doors. Lufthansa today, we were loading from the stairs, not the gate. Obviously, the gate must have been broken. So that is that. Good. We have sorted out our flight plan. We've got a departure route. We are pretty much ready to go. Sorry if I miss anything in the chat. It might be a bit delayed. I've got to get my phone and things. So, departure route then. We're happy with our Give Me 1 November departure. Get that up here. We're going to be climbing 7,000 initially, and making a slight right-hand turn out of 26 right before continuing on our way up north towards Give Me. And that is pretty much the easy departure briefing. So in terms of a pushback, I get better pushback up. It might be a bit loud. We're going to push for us in the 340. We have to push onto the yellow line, which is we don't have to be on the centre one, but we do have to be on this yellow one. But that's this one here, so it's quite a harsh pushback. See if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. That's that one there. And we'll swing out stand like that. There we go. And just push it back a little bit. It's about there. Good.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
Okay, let's get the nav and beacon on. And let's disconnect from the ground power. There we go. Okay. And then we'll go on ground services and turn off them. We've got the parking brake set. Just make sure that is set. Double check it is. Good. So now we can take off the chocks and we will crawl the pushback truck.
Ground to cockpit. Toes driving up.
Good. So our before start checklist then, before we're ready to push. Parking brake is set. Takeoff speeds and thrust we've got our V1 136, VR 152, V2 156, flap 2 up 2.7 and a flex of 61 this afternoon. The windows are closed, the beacon light is on, and we are ready to start. Here comes the tug. Get the camera on so we can watch what he's up to. Perfect. And our taxi route out today, we're going to push back facing north, and we're going to take up November 3 all the way out and across to the hold point 26 right. Perfect. We'll make a quick call on Unicom so everyone knows what we're up to.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Hang on, my push to talk has stopped working. Strange. Let's just check it's working. Ah, look at that. Next file. Oh, it is. What do I change? Strange. Tell you what, I'll be 1 second, sorry. Just want to make sure we've got the AP disc. We have, good. Good. Unicom, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike, stand 216, pushing back to face north, Munich traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike onto Whiskey 2. Okay, good. Tug's coming up, see him connecting onto the bottom there. We're all ready to go, everything's all good, parking brake is set. Well, we've got our flight plan check there, we'll just pop it in the middle of the front, so we'll push it out of the way. And we've got 7,000 all set up to go. We'll check our final time. The beacon is on, the APU is all on. I'm going to turn on the TCAS now as we push back. The flight deck door is locked. We're on Unicom. We're good to go.
How connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Right, parking brake is coming.
Perfect. Okay, then 312 at gate Delta, at gate 232, pushing back a starter facing south.
There we go, we're rolling.
Traffic.
Right, was that too loud? Let me just know. I just want to see if he was very loud. Just out of interest. Just sort of give me 1 second. Okay, he was a bit loud. I've just turned it down slightly there, so hopefully it's a bit quieter, because that was quite loud. Right, we're going back. Here we go. So, we can do a dual engine start engine number 3 and 4. We've been cleared to start the engines, so we're all ready to go. Just do a quick glance left and right, you can see, oh, there is a plane pushing back there, but it does look, he's doing a very interesting manoeuvre there. I think the tug may have broken for him. Okay, we'll just keep an eye on him, because we are pushing back into that general direction. Let's have a look on that sim radar, see how close he's behind us. Oh, he's quite away. We'll be alright. We'll be tail to tail, but we'll be a while away. Fine. Okay, as we come off stand then, ignition start selected. We'll start engine number 3 and 4. And we can do that dual start, which is nice. So that's good. On the power comes. Just going to do a quick cheat and just check outside that we're not going to bump into it. No, it'll be fine. Plenty of space. Good. We're on. Powering up. Good. Here they come. Okay, 3 and 4 spooling up nicely there. The Mango Studios sound pack that I had on has seemed to have is no longer downloaded, unfortunately, for this plane, because when I updated it to the latest version, we lost that, unfortunately. So we have just got the default TOLISS sounds this afternoon, which aren't as good, but they'll have to do for this flight. I'll see if I can get them working for the next time we're on. Hopefully he swings us back onto that line there. Look, we just come on slightly. There we go. Perfect. So my pen works. Engine 3 and 4 are available. Start engine 1 and 2. 312 lighting up. There we go.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
There we go. Parking brake set. Copy.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Perfect. And that is the tow disconnecting. Engine number 1 and 2 are lighting up, and we are pretty much getting good to go. Okay.
Traffic emanates 6 miles and contact 5.
Let me know in the chat if that ATC is a little bit loud. I can't quite tell. I think it's all right, but let me know if it's too loud. And let me know if I'm at the right volume.
Foxtrot Whiskey, taxi on by 26 left. We are Whiskey 2 Sierra.
Feels like I might be a bit loud, or they might be a bit loud. Just let me know. Good. Okay. So, engine 1 and 2 available. When you set the ignition starts in the normal position. Parking brake is set. You can see the tugs just come off in front there.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. I'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Thank you. Bye. We can turn on the taxi camera lock and switch and the nose wheel switch. Switch off the APU. We can set our flaps to position 2 for departure. Down they come. And we can arm the spoilers for departure. There we go. You can see the flaps sliding out on the display there. We've got our charts up for the taxi out here. Good, and we'll just run a takeoff config check. Just need to set the flight controls to up 2.7. There we go. Now takeoff config check. The auto brake needs to come to the RTO position, which I just need to click there. Our taxi lights are on, and we just run through our after start checklist. The anti-ice is as required. ECAM status is green, no blue. The pitch trim has been set to up 2.7. And the rudder trim is in the neutral position. And then we'll just do our taxi checks, do a flight control check. So just turn off that camera. Full right, looking at deployment, neutral, full left, neutral, full up, neutral, full down, neutral, and rudder, full right, full left, neutral. Flight control check is complete. Flap setting, config set to the radar, come on. And the engine mode selector is in the normal position, and the ECAM memo again, green, no blue. We are ready for taxi, so let's make a call on Unicom and start to go. Unicom, Lufthansa 6 Juliet, Lima, taxiing Whiskey 2, November 3, November, holding point 26 right, Alpha 13, Munich traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike. Okay, parking brake is released. Parking brake released. Let's get a bit of power on. There we are, we're rolling. Put a bit of thrust in, here we go. Okay, bring back that to idle. There we go, we're off. Good. Let's do a quick gentle brake check. Make sure it's working. Yeah, decel, good. A little bit of power back on. Here we go, we're off. Give a quick wing view as we taxi out. Jet looking lovely in the rain. Heading out. Good. Perfect, we're just taxiing then on this route. We're going straight out ahead, and then we're just going to make a right onto the first right that we see, and that is the November taxi that will take us all the way down to the runway. I think the traffic behind us is going 26 left, which is obviously fine. They tend, because the runways are so far apart in Munich, they do parallel departures, so we're absolutely fine. We're all good. The traffic looks to be on the final approach 26 right, so we won't be lining up, but there's somebody on 26 left as well. So just keep an eye out for traffic. Got the constraint mode set up on my side and the range on 10. We'll just keep that as it is. You can see that we've got 220 knots initially after departure there on the ND display. And then we'll switch over to the airport mode once we're above 10,000 feet. But we are all ready to go with our V1 speeds checked at 136, VR 152, V2 156. Just watch the speed now, moving a bit quick. Let's get that taxi camera up for this. Quite a long aircraft here. I think until the 777X was released, this was the longest aircraft in the world at 75 and a bit meters. I think it's 75.8 meters. So a very long aircraft. I'm just going to slow this down a little bit now. Right. As we go over the bridge there, again, it's using that taxi camera. You can see it doesn't quite recognise the bridge as working in the taxi camera, but it is there. There we are, we're going over.
Reaching traffic, KLM 312,
right-hand
taxiing
turn,
to holding point.
Get a quick outside view.
Right,
Yeah. Absolutely amazing in the wet. Looking fantastic.
Moment. Whiskey 2,
Beautiful.
November,
Really nice.
Mike.
It's really cool. They were making
to
this
holding
right
point,
turn
runway
here.
26 right. Major traffic.
Just trying to keep the centre of the aircraft.
On 8 minus, final runway 26 left.
There we are coming across, just give it a little bit of power around the corner. And we're going all the way down here towards the end. You can see the two aircraft look on finals on the TCAS display there. So it's good to know they are there. Good. Sorry if I haven't missed anything. Pick of the Feather, hello, and Develo M, hello. Nice to see you all, welcome. Yeah, perfect. This is some scenery, I can't remember what it's called, I think it's hopefully in the description, but this is for Munich scenery, so it's a nice scenery. In fact, what is it? It says it there, doesn't it? ShortFinals for Munich, and so really nice scenery, so do go and have a look at that if you're interested. I think it's really nice, makes it look really cool. Yes, and so we're expecting not too long of a flight time, but what is it? Should be about an hour and a half, I think, in the air, so pretty short, but that's all good. Just get us back on the centre line there. Look, I'm just taxiing just down the side. Let's just set that up. There we go. You can see we're getting a slightly lower frame rate there than I'd like to, but that's alright. It'll come back up. Good. So we've got taxiing all the way down here. 3 line-up points. November Alpha 13, sorry, Alpha 14 and Alpha 15 across the side. We're going to take Alpha 14, I think. They all pretty much send you into the same place. I'll just take Alpha 14 in the middle. You can see that there. Aircraft 26 left. You can see one aircraft there on finals for 265 as well. We should get a nice landing. A couple of planes landing, which is really nice. Just going to check the speed there. 24 knots, a little bit quick. Obviously, there's nobody here and it's really open, but a little bit fast. Bring the speed back a bit. Nice. Again, sorry if I miss anything in the chat. I haven't really got it here with me. I just check my phone every now and then. But, yes, I'll keep trying to look. There we are. TOLISS A340 then. Updated it yesterday. It's working well, I think. The sounds are not as good as they sometimes are, but you know, pretty fun generally. So yeah, Samar, hello, nice to see you. Hello, welcome along. This should be good. There we are. Got that traffic. It's on finals. There he is, just coming in there. Just using a bit of rudder to keep us on the taxi line. Very nice. So our route there, just straight out. And a slight right. All good. We'll hand fly it up to about 10,000, I think, really. That's good. Right, that was Alpha 13. This is Alpha 14. There you go. There's traffic coming in. Lufthansa, nice aircraft. Just braking slightly. Right, just look where we're going. It is slightly obscured by the rain here. Is this the one here? This left here? Perfect. Just hold short of the runway and do our before takeoff checks, and then we're good to go. Very nice. There we are, straight in here. This is the runway there. So, before takeoff checks then, we've got... Oh, line up, sorry. The TCAS is on, the PAX 1 and 2 are also on, and we're taking off runway 26 right. And we are ready to go. Let's get the lights on. I'm just going to stop here just to check the finals and make sure there's nobody on the finals. Just bring the strobe lights on. Everything is ready to go. Just look out to our right there. Nobody on finals, 26 right. We're good to go. Make a call on Unicom. Munich traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, lining up runway 26 right, Munich, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima. There we go, a bit of power to get us rolling there. There we go. Lining up, we'll turn the taxi camera off just once we line up, and we're facing down the runway. And we are all good to go. Make sure I haven't missed anybody. Please do hit the like and subscribe if you are around. It's always nice to help out. We broke through 1,000 subscribers, so very happy about that. Very pleased. So thank you very much to everybody who's been around with the channel since the beginning. So thank you very much. Okay. I'm just going to swing us out onto the centre line to maximise the runway usage here. Because whilst we're not that heavy, we seem to have quite a lot of take-off distance required. Okay, there we go. Let's get us nicely central on the runway. Let's work it round so we're facing right down the centre line. There we are. That's good there. There we go. Okay. Taxi camera off. Here we go. So, power coming on. Munich traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike departing runway 26 right. Against the power. Man flex, SRS, runway, auto thrust is blue. Slats and pressure forward end. Speed of light. Knots, power set.
V1.
Checked. Rotate. B2. Positive rate of climb. Gear up. Gear coming up. Okay. We're up. Just following it on the flight director there. Hold it there. There we are. Fairly shallow climb out in the A340. We've got about 10 degrees on the nose, but there we go. It'll start to pitch up as we get away and we accelerate slightly. There we go. Okay. Decel then, we'll just bring it slowly back out to the climb position. There we are, thrusting in climb, lowered nose. Keep forcing it down onto the green. There we go. And I'll just turn off the taxi lights whilst I get a chance here quickly before we start turning. There we go. Okay. Nice bit of German countryside there. That's 4,000, we're just passing through 200 knots. Speed checks, we're going to select flap 1. Up come the flaps, there we go, flap 1 being selected. See back in the cabin. Flaps just retracting slightly. And there we are, making a right hand turn now on our turn out. Get a range on the radar. There we go. There we are, we're through the 220 knot restriction, accelerating to 250 knots. And we'll just bring it left a little bit. Let the nose rise a little slightly there. We've got the automatic flap retraction up to slats only. There we are. And as we pass through 220 knots there, we can select flaps up, speed checks. Good, up come the flaps. There we go, and we can continue our climb now to flight level 150. Let's do an open climb, step up there initially, and then we'll get the cruise in. Take the autopilot on. Passing through 6,000 then, we've got the 1013 flashing at us, so we can select the QNH just as standard, although obviously it's the same, but that's fine. You can see we've just got a little bit of weather just out to our left hand side there. So if I just go on the nav mode so I can see it, just increase the range. In fact, let's stick on arc and just increase the range slightly. See, there it is. Okay, a bit of red weather, but we're obviously heading up north, we'll just keep in mind and make sure we don't go too close. 7,600 there, we can see we're climbing quite nicely now. The plane's gained a bit of altitude, climbing nicely. little bit of weather there, but that was quite nice, I think, generally. We got up, we're all fine. Munich traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike climbing through flight level 90, flight level 150, heading north, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike, final call, Munich traffic. A bit late from my departure call there, but nonetheless, we still made it. Good. That's flight level 100, so we're going to lower the nose as we begin to accelerate. Just going to bring it down a little bit lower. Oh, we're waiting for the 250 speed restriction actually, so we don't need to lower it too much. Bring it back up. But there we go, we're going through 100, so we'll set Autopilot 1 on. There we go, Autopilot 1 is on. Through 100, I'm going to turn off the landing lights. Just check on our after takeoff checklist, we're all sorted. It's not on here, but in terms of, we're going to disarm the spoilers. They're disarmed. We're passing through 120. We'll hang on to the seatbelts just for a minute, and then we'll get them switched off. That was a good departure. Very nice. Thank you all for joining us for that. That was good. Nice. Proceeding up to, let's get that cruise flight level. We're cruising at flight level 400 this afternoon. Okay, all the way up. Dial in 400 there. Set, and we'll select open climb up to flight level 400. Good. There we go. You can see as we zoom out. Heading right, heading north. All fine. Perfect. No real traffic in the way at the moment as we head up. I'll just keep watching it as we climb. There you can see we've passed through the 250 restriction, so we're going to accelerate now to 308 knots and continue. Good. Turn off the ADF and select the airport on my side as the constraint, but you can see we've got no constraints for this route. Now we're out of the SID, so we'll select airport mode on. Very good. Just check our overhead panel, make sure nothing's where it shouldn't be. All looking good. The seatbelts we can switch off now as we pass through 150. Happy with that. Just take our TCAS when the radar is good. It certainly is. What a lovely morning departure. Oh, afternoon departure, right? It's 1:30. Good. So, according to VATSIM radar, you can see there's quite a lot of red weather actually where we are now, but obviously it's fine. It's a little bit bumpy, you can see, and we've just got a little bit of bumps going on there. But as we continue to climb, we should climb above these clouds, so we'll be alright. And 400, in terms of, if we go on the progress page, the optimum for the flight today is 393. But we're heading west, so we need to be at even flight level, so we'll be at flight level 400, which is close enough. So we should be above the weather is really as well at 400. We're pretty high, so we should be all good. We head across to London Heathrow. It's a shame to not have any ATC online, but I suppose you fly at 1:30 PM in a Monday afternoon, then we can expect limited limited ATC, so that's all right. Good. Continuing up through 170 then. All fine. Aircraft's accelerating nicely. Cockpit, I missed any switches. I think we're all fine. We can stick in our nose view. You can see the top of climb coming in there. I'm just going to select it onto a managed climb now. Just so you can vary it. There we are. A little bit of clouds look on our left. X-Plane 12 though, looking fantastic. Looking really nice this afternoon. The weather looks really good.
Traffic, KLM 312 at holding point Alpha 14, runway 26 right, lining up and taking off.
Hopefully we don't go, I think we're going to go through this cloud. It might be a bit bumpy, but that's fine. Yeah, we are going to go through this cloud. Could be a little bit bumpy, but should be alright. We'll see. Go. Very nice. We've got a wing view going. Looking good. Lovely. Really nice. 4 massive engines there powering us along. Really good. Really nice. See, we've got a lot of wing flex on, so when we watch the replays after landing, you'll see the wing really flaps about in this plane, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so it's really bent upwards. You can see there, I think we're going to, yeah, here we go, we're going to punch the cloud, watch the nose bar, and see it start bumping us around as as we get a little bit of turbulence here. There we go, we're turning. I was a little bit less than I thought it was going to be. Given all the red warnings for the radar out of Munich, I thought it might be a bit bumpy, but that's all. Here in the UK, I can tell you it's pretty clear skies, a couple of clouds, but it's not that bad at all. So we should have a nice landing in Heathrow. Yeah, that's good. Our route then, you can see we're going to go directly over Frankfurt pretty much on this northerly route, which is quite fun. As we get there eventually we'll be heading directly over the top of it. So yeah, it's good. Don't see many A340s around on VATSIM, although there is one just having taken off from Frankfurt, but apart from that, I don't see too many. So that's why I thought we'd take this one out. Obviously we'll fly the A319 at some point as well, but it's fun to take out the 340 when we can. And yeah, there's not many people flying. It's fun to see. Increase that range slightly there. Top of climb coming pretty soon. Oh, that's because we've got the air mode. Let's switch that off. You can actually see our top of descent almost there. It's really not a very long flight, but nice to do. Very good. Nice climb. We're just watching it now up to cruise really. Just keep an eye that nothing's going wrong. 400 is quite high obviously, so we'll just, as we get a bit closer you'll see that the climb will probably decrease slightly, but it shouldn't decrease by too much, so just keep an eye on it. It's gone cold. It's not ideal. And let's bring up the progress page on the EFB down here. See what this is. I bring it up to the camera. Yep, there we go. It is it's just a tablet. It's just a tablet that I've got here, but using Web FMC, which is for X-Plane. You can see that I've got the FM McDo or MTDU here. You can see I've got everything on here. We go to the flight plan page, the perf page. It all loads up really nicely. So that's what that is. The battery's not amazing, so that's why I keep it plugged in. But it's quite nice. It means that when we're going along here, I can do everything. We can sit in this view with the nose and everything, and still be able to adjust stuff. So we've got our flight plan page, field prediction. You can see we're going to land at Heathrow with about 12.2 tons on board, and our diversion to Manchester. We will be heading north. We'll be landing with about 11 tons there if we had to do it. So that's good. We haven't got an arrival put in for Heathrow yet. I'm going to hang on to do that in a bit. But apart from that, we are pretty much set up for the rest of the flight. Once we get going a bit further on, we'll look at our approach and arrival stuff. But at the moment, we're all fine. If anybody's around after the stream, I'll be probably pottering about in VATSIM still. I'll probably be flying around Split and the area down there. So do come say hello if you're around there. It'd be fun to see you all. So let me. So yeah, I won't be on stream, but I'll probably be in Discord. So do come say hello. Nice to see you. So yeah. Very good, let's pop that back down. There's some plugs in down here. Okay. Nice. Yeah. So, tell you what I should do. I should do this, shouldn't I? Let's go like this. Tell you what I'll do. I can pull up the FMS. Yeah, it's massive that minute. I can pull it up. Actually shrink it a bit there. Go smaller. Just because that's enormous. We don't need it that big to go fully down to the units. Anyway, you can see that's our computer. That's quite good, really, though. So, I guess as we climb up there, a little tour of what we've got going on. Obviously, you can see probably the streaming software here. That's just because I've got. It's the only sort of spare screen I've got really that's running it. We've actually maxed out the graphics card for the number of screens you can have in it. But in terms of what we've got going on, I briefly sort of talked about it. But we've got the Winwing Autopilot panel. So we've got the FS left and the centre panel. I'm not sure what they're called. But, that's what we've got. And then these are homemade blanking panels, as they were, that go on the side. In fact, you can see how it seems to block out that wood around the back. That looks good. Then we've got NAVIGRAPH charts on a small monitor screen here that we set into the frame. The frame is made of wood behind the back, and then this is a aluminium and plastic sheeting that goes over the top that we sprayed in the Airbus colour. And it looks pretty good, really. Yeah, it's quite good. This gear lever's from a Tornado aircraft, RAF Tornado. That's pretty cool. It's nice to have that there. And these are just two monitors that, with the blanking panels, look really effective actually, and they're really nice. And then down here you can see that we've got the Airbus side stick from Thrustmaster, and then a homemade tiller that's really, really cool. So I need to put some photos on of how we went about that, but that's pretty cool. And then we've got the two Airbus TCA throttles and the flap and speed brake lever on the side. But then we've also got the radio panel behind here, but I haven't got it on today because obviously with VATSIM they introduced it a while ago now, but you can get the 0.005 frequencies on the radio, and you didn't used to be able to get that, but now that you can, these radio panels don't seem to go to that level of precision, so I haven't really used it as much, which is a bit of a shame, but I'm sure I'll get it again at some point. That's that really. We've got our printed out flight plan, which is quite fun, so that's just sim brief obviously, and we just use that, and that gives us an idea of what we're up to, which is quite cool. In fact, you can use it now because we can see we've got the Logan 2 Hotel rifle, which if I pull up the arrival information, so if I go like this, you can see what I'm doing. Whilst it's quite large, you can see what I'm doing. There we go. So I'm going to Heathrow, flight plan, EGLR, arrival page. We've got the expecting ILS 27. We go, just because look, you can see our top of the in about 240 miles or so we might as well make sure we've got everything working. We've got a wind at Heathrow of 260 so yes, we are expecting to land on the 27 runway, and I'm just looking at the ATIS because there's a ground control online. He's got his arrival runways 27 left, yeah, which is what we're expecting, so ILS 27 left, and the Logan 2 Hotel arrival coming in there, which is that one there. Logan 2 Hotel arrival, insert that, inserted, and then if we go into the descent page, just going to move this behind. Descent page, so the approach phase, we can set in the information, which is the QNH 1015 in there. The temperature of 21 degrees, put it in there. The, what else do we need to put in there? We've got, oh, the winds, 26016, 260 at 16, back in there. And we've got a transition level just on the ATIS, having a look here, of 70. Oh, in there. And you can see our approach speed is going to be 149, looking to touch down about 144. And then we can get up the ILS 27 left into Heathrow, Cat 2. Well, no, but we're going to be doing the Cat 1 approach, but let's find that. There it is. And the decision height is going to be 277 in the MDA. Okay, good. And we can actually put in the, whilst it comes up automatically in a bit, I'll put it in just to make sure it matches with our charts. 1095, and it's going to be 269 as the heading. Good, and that's in there. There we go. Nice. Not sure why we're letting me video let me. There we go. Nice. We've got that in there. Right now, our performance page is all set up. So all set up for the arrival. You can see the top of the assembly have just shifted back slightly there because the arrival into Heathrow, this procedure, which if I just pop that there, can you see that? You can. Good. Is if we go on the flight page, you can see that the Logan Hotel arrival takes us basically straight in and across down from here. We're joining it in Logan and it takes us in. Then on our transition for the arrival, when we go to Heathrow, the land on ahead, make a left-hand turn, and then a harsh right over. Basically, the Tower of London is here, and Tower Bridge and everything. Make a harsh right off the 27 left localizer. That's our flight for the day. So that's that. And so that's our arrival for the day. So that's good. A little bit of Amsterdam radar. We might just clip his airspace. I'm quite sure. Probably might just miss it actually. And there we go. We've just come up to flight level 400, which is good. Stepping up there. Brilliant. Well, that's it. Let me check the chat, make sure I haven't missed anything, and then I'm going to get a drink of water. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to do sort of cool effects and transitions, but every time I do, we seem to lose the cockpit camera, which we don't want to lose the camera, really, do we? I mean, that's sort of part of the fun. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. Yeah, this is us cruising along. In fact, I'm going to try it. I'm going to click the button. I'm going to try and slide it across. We might lose the camera again, but I think it's worth giving it a go. So let's just do it, because I think it's fun to see if I can go like this. Okay, here we go. Oh look, there we go. That's quite cool. That's what I was looking to do. So we've got, there you go. So you've got the cruise page up now and everything, so that whilst we're in the cruise, you don't have to see me sat here sort of punching or whatever it is. So there we are. That's that. That's quite cool. So now you get the whole shebang. Yeah. Should I take slightly more? I'm tempted to take so that you can see more of the nose. You don't need quite as much of the horizon, and seeing some of the wipers would be quite cool, wouldn't it? I think I might actually take a little bit out the top, a little bit off the bottom. Oh, sorry, a little bit less on the bottom. So if I go, just ignore me, bantering away. So let's go 60 on there. Okay, so I had 80, okay, 60. So I need to add to 290. There we go. Okay, whoop. It's alright, bit of fidgeting. As I said, this would be a stream to sort out some things. But I feel like that's slightly better. You can see slightly more. When we're in the proper nose view, we're sat like that. I think that's slightly nicer. What do you reckon? I think that's pretty slightly better. That screen's just a little too high. Good. There we go. Then we can sit in the back view like this. Oh, hang on, you get just that young wings. Okay, there we go. We're working it out as we go. See there the massive aircraft. Forgive the noise, it's loud, but it's a huge A340. Somewhat spoils the illusion of reality a little bit, doesn't it? But it's pretty cool. Okay, I might just chop a little bit more, because we don't. Seeing the top of the screen isn't so important, is it? Do you know what I mean? We don't need that as such. Oh, whoop, sorry. Doing this as succinctly as I can. There we go. I think that's cooler. Do you think? What do you reckon? You see a lot more ground. We'll have a play. We'll figure it out. Good. I think that's nice. And then we're bringing back in the flight deck in a bit. So that's all there. Nice. Up slightly. That's fine. We'll work it out. Nice. And then I just want to do one more thing. Sorry to disturb you all. I'm going back to here. Will the camera still be working? It is. Look at that. Look at that. Fantastic. Right, what's going on with this one here? Okay. Why are the screens now too? What is going on? Everything's slightly too high now, isn't it? Oh, weird. Okay, that's pretty straight down. There we go. See that the right height? I think it is. There we go, working it out. There we go, nice. I think that's slightly better because you can see sort of more of the nose, which I think is slightly nice. Nice. It's a shame there's no ATC online today. It's you know, it's all right. Good. All right. Very good. So we're cruising along. Then we've got our equal time point coming up. You can see in a bit. Then from there we have our Logan 2 hotel arrival and everything. If we go on the plan page, actually, if we have a look at it, if we scroll through the waypoints, there it is. Logan 250, Sabre, Wessel, Lambourne, and into the runway 27 left. Good. Go back to arc mode. Okay. In terms of the actual landing, London Heathrow 27 left is it's a pretty long runway. It is a 3,658 metre runway. We've got a lot of runway, and as Lufthansa, we generally tend to park where the British Airways aircraft park. As I think part of the club. Is that right? Is that right? That might not be right. I googled it. In fact, let's bring it up again. Where do the Lufthansa guys park? Terminal 2. That's first thing that comes up. Lufthansa Terminal 2, okay. Where is Terminal 2? Terminal 2, okay, it is, it's back there, alright. There's a couple of heavy stands on there. So it's, once we land, we're going to try and get off quickly then in order to make the taxi back to Terminal 2. Parking stands wise, there's a couple of heavy stands along the bottom there, I think. If not, we'll go round the top of the corner. But there is ground online, so he should, in theory, tell us where to go. But I believe if we go to the London Heathrow person, if we can find the... Nope. We can book, I believe, the parking stand at Heathrow using their system. I think we can actually book it. So if I go... That's EGKK, let's go. Oh, we've got Tower online now. Oh, that's nice. No, not London City. There we go, London Heathrow, there it is. Pull that finally. So we've got data link clearances are available. Service explored. Okay, not that one then. There, Heathrow Tower. If I get... I don't know, we can go on VATSIM UK. I think we can book our stand. Pilots. Welcome. We go. Somewhere it's along here, I think. Other services. Services? No, it's not that. Right, let's log in. Okay. That's feedback. I don't want to give feedback. It's always very good. I don't need to do that. It's other services. Maybe it's only at Manchester. I just feel like I remember there being a way you could book in your stand, which made it almost more realistic because straight away they just said what stand would you know, they knew what stand you were going for. Which is quite cool. We're just passing over Frankfurt now. That is literally just below us. You've seen it on the radar there. So that's pretty cool. Flying over Frankfurt. If we go on our computer, we can see that we're going to be in the air for a landing time at 1:58. So we're going to be landing in exactly an hour. Because we're on Zulu time, but British summer time is an hour ahead. So we're landing in exactly 1 hour, wheels down. Nice. Fairly good. And then I'll try and stream again at some point with this stuff, probably in the A319, I guess, just to experience what that's like, just see how we find that. But I'm enjoying flying with the panel. I think it's cool, it's good fun, and to see everything working. So we just go into the cockpit. reset, then compute. We're going to be touching down at a speed, approaching at a speed of 149 at Heathrow. The pilot briefing on London Heathrow on the is it on the reference? No, taxi must be airport briefing arrival. So speed restrictions, okay. Maybe it's not there then. Runway vacation guidelines, here it is. So, aircraft lands. Okay. A lot of, mostly for A380s, minimum runway occupying. Pilots are reminded that a rapid exit from the landing runway enables ATC to apply the minimum spacing on final approach, thereby achieving maximum runway utilisation and minimising the occurrence of missed approaches. All arrivals are to ensure that they are fully vacated before stopping. Good. So we basically are going to land, get the hell out of the runway, and then we'll be good to go. So it's just about making sure we're out of there. Okay, so what that means for us is, also it works in our favour because Terminal 2 is actually behind where we vacate. So once we're off the runway, making a right-hand turn and getting off is actually preferable. So we want to land and vacate the runway and get out of town. In order to do that, we go on our landing page, compute. Low auto brake and full reverse thrust is going to use us about 1,690 metres, which at Heathrow, that is just over half, a little bit over halfway. So that would take us off at sort of November 6 probably. We probably wouldn't make November 5 whiskey. We'd probably make November 6 or something like that, which is one of this one's November 5, that one's November 6. We'd probably take November 5 on November 6 after landing if we use the auto brake low. Because you can see that November 5 is just sort of halfway down the runway, which is about sort of, what is that runway? 1,800 metres, so it's pretty short. So we might make it look, if we're landing required at 1,690, so yeah, fairly close. But we have a lot of auto brake settings in the A340. Now they're going to be auto brake 2, which will in theory use about 1,500 metres of runway. Fairly aggressive stop. We should be able to either get off at November 5 or November 6. We use that. In fact, let me just think. Normally, if we landed on 27 right, we'd take Alpha 9 Echo, but that's a little bit further down the runway. I think November 6 is probably the stand. So, in fact, we'll go auto brake low, and we'll just make sure we're on the reversers and try and get off that runway ASAP to see what we can do. So, I'll just set that now, actually, because might as well, so I don't forget. Top of descent's only in, how long is it? In like 20 minutes, so not long at all really. So yeah, it's quite a quick plane. Look, we're sat at Mach 0.82, so we are shifting really, which is pretty cool. So we're moving along, but you can see we've got quite a strong headwind here, about 60 knots straight towards us, which is obviously not helping our situation for the speed and everything. But yeah, it's making good progress. 415 knots ground speed. That's not bad. It's not great, but it's alright. Then fuel-wise, the cruise page, I haven't put it on the screen, but you can see that we've fuel left. If I look, I can't quite see it right. We've got 15 tons of fuel left, so we've used, what is that, about 10 tons? 7.4 tons of fuel been used according to the cruise page there, so we've done pretty well. Certainly not as efficient as the 320, but obviously there must be high demand for this route. They've scheduled a 340 on it, so it must be high demand. So yeah, that's what's going. Just doing a sound check again. I'm trying to manage it all. Oh, it sounds fine. realised I was muted there. Sorry, I was saying the Autopilot recommended max on the progress page is 410. Obviously, we're going west, so we can't go to an odd level. But I dialed the Autopilot just to check what the max altitude is, and it's 490 according to the Autopilot. But I'm not sure you would actually take an Airbus A340 that high. The differential pressure would be pretty high. A little bit of bumps there, haven't we? We've got a little bit of up and down. So a little bit rough. Taxi camera obviously for the PFD doesn't work at this height, but it does work for the middle one, but it just shows blue and a little bit of aircraft, so yeah. It's working well. I think somebody asked in a video the other day if I still fly Concorde. Yes, I do, but not as much really, because you can see that this is kind of really geared up for the Airbus stuff, and in terms of getting these instruments, you can't really get that in the Concorde. So if I did it, it would be, I'd be sat in this thing, and we'd be going back to the sort of old style stream really, with the Concorde. But I do still fly it occasionally. It is good fun. It's hard work, but it is good fun to fly. So. Yes, so the answer is yes, we do still fly that. Probably not as much as I'd like to. Heathrow is very busy, so that's fun. we want to see it being nice and busy. That's good. So zooming in, turn on the A380 is not supposed to. Just check that chart. So I want to see where the A380 was supposed to vacate, just because I don't want to land. I don't want to vacate. So A380 is 27 left. Should we plan to vacate at taxi Sierra 6 and November 6? Okay, there's that. So that's the one I'm looking at taking. Okay, or Sierra 6. Oh, that's fine. That's where we'll come off anyway. That's fine. That's fine. We're obviously not quite as heavy as an A380 or as big as an A380, but 4 engines, you know, fairly similar size. So. Would treat it fairly similarly. Most aircraft, I think, come off at Sierra 6 anyway. That's fine. Good. It's nice to have a tower and light. You can see there's a nice aircraft crossing across the bottom of it, so let's have a look at where he's off to. Hopefully not Heathrow, otherwise he's right next to us. It looks like he's probably going to Manchester.
Triple ground Alpine 7897 with PDC ready for push and start.
He might accidentally be on Unicom. Sorry, I'm just moving that slightly more into the centre. Good. We're getting there, really. Nice short flight. We'll do a long haul in the A340 at some point, because the takeoff is, you know, we use all the whole runway, which is quite exciting. And then obviously at night time it's all dark in here. We turn off all the lights. It's pretty cool. So let's definitely try and do that at some point. It's quite fun. So yeah, that's good. If you are around, please do hit the like and subscribe. I mean the channel's growing nicely, but it's always appreciated. So thank you very much. That's that. About 160 miles to the descent there, haven't we? That's getting closer. This headwind of 70 knots is just pushing us back slightly there. We're just down to a 2 o'clock arrival now, so we're just which is 3 o'clock English time. So it's just pushing back slightly, but that's fine. That's to be expected. It's fine. Oh no, swing around the corner. I thought there was quite a sudden turbulence. Next time we fly, we'll probably fly the TOLISS A340, which is good fun. So looking forward to doing that, and we'll probably do some European action again. Flying in Europe is a lot of fun. It's probably the best kind of flying. I know, sorry to the Americans watching, but it's just so busy on VATSIM. It's quite a lot of fun to fly around there. But yeah, good. Oh look, we got a bit of wind going on here at Heathrow. Look, just opened up the ATIS in for the London Heathrow stuff. It says wind 270.6, gusting to 27, varying 230, 310. So we've got a lot of wind. That's good. QNH 1015, temperature is 21. Okay, I'll just update that there. I think we've got a slightly out of date arrival there. 21, 260.16 I had. It's got 270.16. Okay, that's fancy. I'll go with the one on NAVIGRAPH because it pulls it from the sim, I think. And then gusting to 27, so that's quite a harsh gust. 270, so it's straight down the runway, so that's absolutely fine. No crosswind then, but fairly strong headwind fluctuations. So I guess we'll just be looking at the airspeed will change quite a lot on approach. So I mean that's to look out for. So I just put in, if you put in 270 at 16, the approach speed is 149. If you put in 270.27, which is obviously what it's gusting to, the approach speed goes up to 153, and that's just to have a slight safety margin for the gust. So we'll go. I've just put in the max gust just in case, because obviously it's gusting up to that. So when it gets to that, we want to know that we have a safe margin of approach speed. So by adding 4 knots onto it, which the computer's just done for me there, we won't encounter any speed warnings on approach or anything like that. So that's fine. 153 then, it just pushes the landing distance up a little bit more. That's sort of fine really. 1800 metres we should still make November 6. And whilst the calculator often tells me this, once we hit the deck sometimes we often just sound a little bit better, and that's just a try, or sometimes the braking's a little better than the computer. Obviously the computer's got to anticipate the worst case scenario, so that there's no surprises. So it should be we're braking a little bit shorter distance than it's given us there. Good. So leave that open. There we go. We've got it printed out. That's a flight plan. Don't need that there. And whereabouts are we then? Whereabouts are we flying over? Just about to cross the German-French border. Okay. And then we start our descent at Kegit, which is going to be just on the far side of France. Oh wow, it's amazing how quickly we cross these things, isn't it? We're crossing France now, and then we'll be doing that. In fact, no, my bad, sorry, we're not crossing into France at all. We're crossing into Belgium, of course. And then we will just pop into... No, we just stay barely just south of the Amsterdam FIR. Oh, he's gone offline anyway, so that's fine. And then we start Kegit, and that takes us all the way into the local to a tow arrival. There's a few speed restrictions on the arrival, so we'll just look at whether or not there's aircraft around us, as to if we slow down exactly with them or something like that. Good. All sorted then. Nice. Somebody on the radio. See the VOR1 is just tuned to that one, and VOR2 is tuned to the same one next to it, so we don't need both. And the ADF is 378, which is, I don't know, check what it is. It doesn't tell us, but I think it's just the default tune to ADF. Once we get closer to Heathrow, we'll get more VORs that are more relevant to the arrival. Because we're going passing through Lamble, which is quite a large, for Heathrow arrivals, that's the main VOR really, from the north. Just checking on VATSIM radar then, there's a fair few aircraft. Just showing the pilot tracks. We've got a 777 ahead of us that's come all the way from... It's come, I can't tell. Wait, let me click. I think it's come all the way from China. So a very long flight, and there's a lot of aircraft arriving, coming down from Manchester and places like this. So we're getting there. A couple of aircraft arriving at the same time with us, so we'll just keep an eye on them, because obviously there's no approach online, so it might be a little bit difficult to squeeze ourselves in on the ILS. But I'm sure there'll be a gap that'll open up. Arrival information then is all set up. We're all ready for the approach. Transition level of 70, and we are pretty much all set to go. Good. Just waiting to get there really then now. The X-Plane 12's weather's looking good. It looks... I often think it looks quite realistic. I think it looks quite like clouds do in real life. So I like that. It's good. Obviously, it's quite unstable. I had a few stability issues yesterday, so it's been fairly unstable recently. But when it works well, and it works really well for this. Getting the displays popped out and the TOLISS aircraft are just really helpful with that. And so it's really good for that stuff. So I do enjoy it when flying these aircraft. Obviously, Microsoft Flight Sim is really nice. I think I do enjoy the handling of these aircraft. You'll see on approach, when we've got the wind, we're really sort of stirring the stick, and the camera will shake around. You'll see the nose will wander left and right, and that is just really quite realistic, which I really like. Whereas I just find it's quite still sometimes in other flight sims, but you know, it's fine. You actually see it's just popped up with ILS 27 left. On the top of the navigation display, and you can see the MDA's just popped up as we're approaching the top of the center, so it's just shifted onto the arrival stuff and the arrival information. So good, we're making very good progress here. We're already halfway across Belgium and continuing up slightly north. Now we're currently just flying north of Liège, and then we're going to head directly over Brussels, which is the BUB. You can see that actually on our flight plan. The BUB VOR obviously is directly over the Brussels airfield. So we're heading right over the capital, which is quite exciting. And then in terms of, we head towards the coast, just north of Dunkirk and Calais, and then we're going to head towards the north of Dover and fly over Southend into London. The winds don't seem to have changed much. I'm just on NAVIGRAPH. Oh, there we go. It's updated. 27016 gusting 270. Yeah, so that is the new wind. Must have just picked up slightly during the day there. Gotten slightly windier. But straight down the runway. So just keep the speed up slightly on approach, which the 153 speed that's been put into the MCDU will do. So that's very good. Keeps us going nicely. And then as it gusts slightly on approach, we just won't idle the throttle until slightly later than we're not much later, just a little bit later, so that we don't have a sudden drop in the wind, so we lose all our speed and hit the ground pretty hard. So we'll just idle slightly later, and that's fine. So we've got 13.8 tons of fuel, and that's trickling down nicely. You can see on the ECAM there, which is on the right just below, you can see the outer tank cross-feeding is just happening, and obviously we haven't got much fuel on board. The aircraft has a capacity of about 150 tons, and we're only got about 13.8, so we're getting pretty low for the 340, so it starts taking the fuel in the right wingtips of the aircraft and bringing it in, or in fact sending it out. It sort of depends on whether or not whatever it feels. Whatever the computer determines is the best. I think at the moment actually it's sending fuel from the centre towards the outside of the wings. So you can see actually this, if I click on the fuel page here, see on this one here, it's sending fuel from the, what's it sending? Oh yeah, so it's sending it from the wingtips in, is it? You can see that the right wingtip's got a bit less than the left wingtip at this point. I guess it's just taking it, it's taking it, there's 0 in the centre tanks now. Oh, you can see it's just feeding into that tip, because that one's got a lot less than this one. I suppose we started up 3 and 4 first, but that engine's look just used a little bit more fuel than the others. And actually if we go to the cruise page we can just check, or maybe it just wasn't loaded. Fuel used. Yeah, it's not much, look, it's very similar. So that's interesting. So maybe that tank's just been drained during the course of the flight and it's just shifting it back. Okay, well that's something to keep an eye on, that's fine. Computers managing that for us. 80 miles to the top of descent. If you're just joining us, hello, welcome along. Autopilot stream. I haven't streamed in a while, so it's nice to be back doing it a little bit. Please hit the like and subscribe if you're around. Be lovely to see you. So please do say hello. And yeah, welcome along. We're just cruising over northern Belgium at this point, and we've got about 80 miles to the top of our descent. And then we're going to be taking it in on the Logan 2 hotel arrival into Heathrow. So looking forward to that. Stick around to see that. Should be pretty nice. You can see there the edge of the land. Nice and clear over here in Europe. Now I'm just cruising at flight level 400, so really high. And we're all set up for the arrival. I'm just going to keep zooming in the display so I can see that top of descent point. Hit the top of descent, dial in the altitude we're going to go down to nicely, so that we start descending at the exact code the computer has calculated to try and use as little fuel as possible. Continuous descent, which is sort of the descent method used to try and use as little fuel as possible, is not available at Heathrow, just because it's not really so busy. Obviously we're on Unicom, so we can sort of manage it ourselves. So we'll try to do not a continuous descent, but a descent which minimises any usage to maximise fuel economy. However, obviously fuel is free in flight sim, so it's alright. But yeah. So ILS 27 left is selected, the MDA is 277, we have a low auto brake selected. I can do the charts in here if you want. Airports EGLL. Oh, it hasn't got it set up in here, my bad, can't do it in there. You can see predicted landing distance actually on there is about 1,864 metres, but required for sure will be about 1,800 metres. So we'll be vacating on November 6th, which is slightly further down the runway, and then we'll be making, depending on what the tower and ground I suppose tell us to do, a right hand turn back on ourselves, head towards Terminal 2 for parking, although we might well get given Terminal 5. I don't know what the ground controller is expecting us to do, but he'll let us know. So that's that. You can see we've got the 16 knots straight towards us, but obviously that's gusting up to 27, so as it does the landing distance will be slightly shorter, so that's why I've only got low auto brake on. Also we've got a huge runway at Heathrow, so we should be alright. Good. What else? We can bring up our approach chart. Logan, we have to be flight level 250 at Logan. Just make sure you see that, yeah. Flight level 250 at Logan, flight level 160 at Sabre, and flight level 70 at Lamball. You can see that we get max 250 at Wesel, max 220 at Lamball. Depending how busy if the traffic's, obviously there's nobody around, then we will keep the speed up a little bit. But if there's aircraft ahead of us, which I think there might be, then we will absolutely be slowing down and just keeping an eye on everybody. It can get quite busy when there's no approach controller on to Heathrow, so just make sure we don't get in the way of anybody. Then from there we take the transition from Lambourne, which on the approach chart, sorry, it's on start actually, you can see initial approach from Lambourne. We then swing from Lambourne a hard left round, descending down to 6,000 at a minimum though, because we've got London underneath us here, so we don't want to be any lower than 3,500 as we're swinging over the town. And we've got 180 in the max there, and then once we pass towards the 10 DME ILL, we'll be at 3,000, and then we can step down to 2,500 for the ILS, which you can see starts at 2,500, 7.5 DME. But we just have to watch it. We don't want to descend too early because obviously London is beneath us. So just keep an eye on that and making sure we don't break through any limits really. But we will be fine. Nice. It's a busy Monday afternoon at Heathrow. There's a fair few arrivals into the airport on VATSIM. Looks like there is landing 1, 2. It says there's 36 aircraft currently in the sky on VATSIM that are heading towards Heathrow. So it is busy, but I don't think there's that many there. But there's a lot on the ground actually. There's a lot of aircraft on the ground. So once we get off, it will be pretty busy. There's 11 aircraft currently on the ground, 37 waiting for departure. So yeah, pretty busy. There will be a lot of planes on the ground once we get there to keep an eye on. That's the Fly with Lula FPS manager, which when we've got everything on here, just keeps the frames at about 40, ideally. But depending on the different settings, we can prefer graphics or FPS, which as we get close to either, we might just have to keep an eye on, because obviously with all these screens and everything, the computer can sometimes struggle with it. And interestingly, X-Plane 12 is slightly better, but X-Plane is more heavily focused on CPU usage and less on graphics card usage. So it's my graphics card's often sat at 20% or whatever, whilst the CPU's is like sort of 40, and you still get low frames because it's quite RAM heavy. It's a bit of an interesting one. Nice. Well, 40 miles per second. I'll keep bringing that thing range down so that we can see exactly what we need to be descending. In fact, we'll go to 250 initially because that's what needs to be at Logan. And yeah, make sure we're 250 at Logan. Looks like there might be a Qatari aircraft ahead of us, that one quite close to us that's also going to Heathrow. Obviously he's not that far ahead of us, is he? So TCAS to below, there he is, so he's just over 10 miles. I think he's going to Heathrow. He hasn't got a flight plan file, so it's a little bit difficult to tell, but just by the suspicion of the route he's taking, I assume he's probably heading to Heathrow. Then we've got quite a few aircraft coming in to Heathrow as well. So yeah, could be fairly busy. Nice. Oh, we're all ready for the arrival. And we are good to go. I love how busy VATSIM is. It's gotten really busy. When we first started flying on this channel, I suppose it used to be sort of 4 years ago. It was quite quiet on VATSIM, but now there's just hundreds of people all the time on VATSIM, which makes it really exciting. You can see this is how busy it is on VATSIM. You can see there we are, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima. You can see Heathrow and all these planes in the sky. So it's really busy, which is really nice. It makes it way more fun when it's busy. Let's get my hours up. What around now? 1,770. Oh, getting there. I'm getting. going to prime up the tower actually on the frequency here, which is 118505. We're quite a way off, obviously, but I just want to have it there so that I can easily click over when we're on the late stages of approach. 20 miles till our top of descent then. Dial in flight 250 into the autopilot panel, which is courtesy of Winwing, by the way. So if you're interested in picking one of these up, I highly recommend it. It's really, really good. Really, really high quality. Everything works really well. The dials feel really nice when you're twisting them. They click really nicely. And most of all, they just work fantastically well. I mean, the TOLISS planes just work absolutely brilliantly with them. So I can't recommend it enough if you fly an X-plane. And then if you fly Microsoft as well, the fly-by-wire A380 works amazingly, and the fly-by-wire A320 works really well. And I haven't used it myself, but I've heard the Phoenix works good too. So it's just really, really good panels. Really nice. Good. Well, sort of a short set, and here we are. 10 miles to descent. Got that aircraft on TCAS. He's gone away to about 15 miles now. He hasn't really started descending, obviously he's a bit lower than us, but just keep an eye out for what he's up to. I'm going to zoom back out really, just to check where Logan is. Okay, it's there. Now this is good. We're about 120 miles away, mate. Very cool. Right, coming in for the push. Waiting to do it at the exact moment of top of descent. Right over the English Channel now. You can see just about in the distance. You can see the sights of Heathrow, sorry, of England coming into view. Oh, I just closed NAVIGRAPH. That was nice. Read that. And then we'll click it there. There we go. And we'll zoom back out so we can see everything. There we are, a little bit early look, but you can see the brackets come up, the speed bracket, which is good, and then we're going down to 250, and you can see that we've got the nice magenta and blue line indicating we'll be level at Logan, which is perfect, exactly where we want to be. And then from there we'll be 160 at Sabre, and then we'll continue on down to 70 for Lambourne, ideally. Say hello if you're in the chat, and if I'm not seeing you guys, sorry about that. It seems to be only showing me top messages or something, I'm not really sure, but do say hello, and please do give a like and subscribe if you're around here. Beginning our descent into Heathrow, so got that traffic ahead just to our left slightly. He's 2,500 feet below us, but he's not descending. He's on his level altitude. He hasn't got a flight plan in, so I can't tell where he's going, but I imagine he's going to Heathrow. Qatar aircraft from Qatar, so he's probably going to Heathrow. So we'll just watch what he's doing. We're going a bit slower anyway, so there shouldn't be a conflict. We'll watch it to make sure. You can see there the engines have spooled right back down to quite, not quite idle, but pretty close, and it's good. Very still over the English Channel, almost no turbulence. Really calm. Good. Nice weather. Gonna go outside here, brace your ears. That's 340. well. Really huge aircraft. Good fun to fly. You don't see many of them around, so it's nice to bring one out of the hangar. Right, good, we're all set to be level at 250 at Logan. You can see it's just creeping beyond it slightly. As the plane is just pitching down quite a lot there to keep it going. I might just pop a little bit of speed brake. In fact, I'm just going to pop 1 notch of speed brake, just to allow it to pitch the nose up a little bit more. Because that's quite steep to not even have the seatbelt signs on at this point. You can see actually with the Mango sound pack, if I show the announcement.
Triple traffic, KLM 83 Bravo, lining up behind the departing 737 for runway 24, triple traffic.
Please make sure to sit back and tray tables and lay your
Quite quiet, this day.
upright position. Make sure your seat belt is fastened and all
Good.
carry-on luggage
Oh my
is
god, there's a lot of chat going on here, we're getting busy. Nice. Now a little bit of speed brake out. There we go. There we go, bring it back in. In fact, I hadn't seen the ECAM member that was saying speed brake's still out, actually bring it back in all the way. As we start to approach Logan then, I'm going to select continuing down to 160.
Triple traffic, KLM 83 Bravo, departing runway 24 for Lopez 3 Sierra departure, triple traffic.
Okay. And that's 360 selected for, sorry, 160 selected for Sabre. And then it'll be 70 thereafter. Oh, wee, that's really rapidly gone up there. What's going on? Quite a bit of throttle change there. Tell you what, just take a little bit of manual descent rate, just set it to 1600 feet per minute. That'll get us level at Sabre for 16,000. Let's just make a call. We're approaching Logan so that traffic around us knows what we're doing. Heathrow traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike, descending through 280 for 250 level Logan, Logan 2 hotel arrival 27 left, Heathrow, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike. Good. Big power fluctuation there. You can see that that white arrow is just indicating will be, well sorry, the blue arrow is indicating we'll be at 160 for Sabre. We're just going to pass through that constraint at Logan, slightly lower than we need to be. That's fine. Quite a steep descent the other side if we didn't. Good. I haven't got a hold programmed. We haven't got a control online, so I'm not expecting a hold. But we could potentially need one depending on how busy. There's a couple of aircraft coming in from the north as well. So just want to make sure that I don't get in their way.
Triple traffic, KLM 83 Bravo, departed runway 24, runway 3 Sierra departure, triple traffic.
Good, that is all fine. Coming down. aircraft coming towards us. You can just see they're tracking in on the TCAS. Looks like it's just a Ryanair aircraft coming out. So it's going to turn to the north slightly, so we should be perfectly moving that. We're still on track to be at 160. It's 160. Sorry, it's Sabre. Liam Jones, hello. Nice to see you. Hello. Hello. Fantastic. How are you? Good to see you. Hello. Yeah, I mean we're just descending in. You're gonna have a heavy thunderstorm on Friday, Sean. Oh really? Where? Whereabouts are you from? What's the heavy storm? Oh, we are going to, are we? Either way, I do like it'd be fun to fly in a thunderstorm. It's a bit windy here at Heathrow, but it's not thunderstorming. You know, it's just a little bit choppy. Swinging around a little bit there. I think the aircraft, you know, that Qatari aircraft that was with us, I think he might have forgotten or fallen asleep, forgotten to descend. Liam, oh that's nice to know. Oh cool. Oh, very good. Well, it's lovely to see you here. Nice to see you. Hello. Yeah, well we're going down. We're coming down nicely. Let me put on the VR2, I suppose. I'm just going to click back on the constraint mode there. Yeah, we're all on track to be 160 and then 70 and then we're coming down nicely. There you go, you can see it's just gone down to the 220 knot. I'm just going to dial that manually back up. But at the moment we don't need to slow down. I'm just going to hold that at 290 for now. As we don't need to be 220 now. That doesn't need to happen until that more. Yeah. So, we won't do that yet. Now, as we make this corner now, we'll just switch on the seatbelt signs. Passing 220. I've noticed that the Lufthansa guys seem to always turn on seatbelt signs pretty early, so we'll do the same. We'll get it on and make sure everybody in the back's strapped in. Virginia. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I have to come visit then if it's busy. Sorry, if it's a thunderstorm, we'll have to come out. We'll have to come fly through there. You said we have to catch out in many funny stories. Oh, definitely. I'd like to. That'd be good. That'd be good fun. Yes, please. Another thunderstorm on Saturday. Goodness me. Well, that's pretty cool for flying, but probably not great for sitting around. Just tracking that plane. He's just going across there. Already 1,000 feet ahead of us. Just shooting across in front of us. So we just keep an eye on what he's up to. Have got, still got the tower online, and then we've got ground on as well. So somebody to speak to once we land, which is nice. We haven't had any ATC today, I suppose, but it is, as I said, an afternoon on a Monday, so that's all. There that plane goes, just passing 2,000 feet directly overhead. We can just back off the descent rate a little bit, just to 1,500 feet per minute. I'm just at 290 there because it took us into the. I think it was just trying to slow down to 220 a little bit earlier than I thought we needed to. Just to get back. Seatbelt signs are on, so everybody's getting sat down, and we're coming in. Oh no! Oh, that's such a shame. Oh no! Very funny blow. That's a shame. I'm gonna continue the descent then. So I'm gonna select into 70. I'm just gonna keep that on that vertical speed, and that's gonna be level for land walk. You can see we're just sat just below the descent profile, basically all the way in. But that's all right. We're hitting all the right heights at the right time, so that's okay. Good. Fairly busy on the ground, and fairly busy in the skies around Heathrow, but it looks like we may have found a little gap where there's nobody just in our vicinity as we land, which is pretty good. So we'll should have a good approach all the way in. I'm going to pull up the Heathrow approach charts for the initial approach from Lambourne. That'll see us going from Lambourne across and then sort of doing a snaking S manoeuvre into the runway. 170, I'm just going to arm the landing systems now, a little bit early, but we've pretty much got almost straight in from here, so we'll just go. He's very, very funny. The fleet of vehicles and invent laugh, that's good. That was good. That was very good. There we come then. A little bit of chop there. 60 knots of wind still at 170, so it's nice and windy up here. Hopefully it gets a bit calmer as we get a bit lower, but it's good. I'm going to switch off VOR2, it's just showing us the same thing again. I'm just going to drag my thing across there. Sorry about that, might be a little bit loud for a second, apologies. There we go. So yeah, 160, look, there's somebody else coming up. And I'll make a call overhead landborne, I think, just to let people know what we're up to, so they know where we're coming in and what we are doing. Good. Nice. .290 knots there. Keeping the speed up on the way in. No need to bring it all the way down quite yet, but let's keep going for a little bit. Good. You can see the profile's just caught up with us there. It's slightly lower. That's why we're on track. Somebody's done a go around. There's a guy on his second approach. Oh, there's somebody else on a second approach as well. Whoa, it must be. So there's now 2 guys on the approach that are on their second goes. Oh, this could be windy, chaps. We could be in for a bumpy landing. It's gonna be good. That's good fun if it is bumpy. That'd be nice. Bit of excitement. I'm just going to check final time that the weather hasn't actually hasn't changed on us here. Generally, I think NAVIGRAPH's pretty up to date. Let's do it at 1.5, but 22 degrees now. 70 still, 1015 still. It's good. Pretty good. Yeah. Flying across there. We've got the door open. No, it's coming. Good. A couple of aircraft to our right, just keep an eye on what they're at. Got any checks to run through really here? Well, the approach checklist is in a bit, so we don't quite need that yet. We don't need our flight plan now. Pop that there. And that. This could be bumpy. This could be quite fun. Very exciting. There'll be 2,500 feet, 7.5 DME, but we don't want to be less than 6,000 as we head through the 19 BNN, which is just about there. It's just after landborne. It's one of those ones on the curve of the S. You don't want to be below 6,000, so we're just going to have to keep the height up a little bit. From where we are, just because of London. Its presence descending a little bit further. So in fact, I'm just going to. Actually, I'm going to leave it. I was going to say I was going to just reduce the descent rate, but actually I'll keep it up to the it's down. Switch on the landing lights as we go through 110 as we get near 10,000. And the landing systems are all on. We're going to 70, which is the transition level, so once we step through 70, we'll then set the QLH onto 1015. We've got auto brake low selected, 27 left landing. And we have got no messages that we need to worry about. All fine. Airport somewhere off at our 11 o'clock really over there. see it at the moment. Coming in nicely. Good. Just checking again. No secondary VOR. It's level 100. Continue on our way down. Expecting, I've got the piece of paper out here, expecting quite a ream of taxi instructions, I think. So, yeah. Let's have a look. One aircraft on the go around. Oh, one aircraft's declared a missed approach quite early on. One guy's down, but not off the runway. But it seems like it might be a little bit windy because there are a few people doing various bits and bobs. Which is interesting. Sorry, I've missed that there. We've just gone through, we went through 10,000 minutes slow ride up down to 250. I completely missed that. Slow down. Crack a bit of speed brake out. Here we go. There we go, full speed brake deployment. Let you see the massive speed brake there. All the way out. Start to bring it in slowly there. See the arrow's going crazy, that white arrow. Probably because I've got the spoilers up. Quite nice game. There we go, bring them back in. We can bring this then right down as we approach level 0. Good. All fine. What am I? Not really much to check. This point. There we go, that's a slight right. See, that's London pretty much over on our left there. It's not loaded in just because it's really far away, so I've got the frames saving on. Because London obviously is the super drain of London on any flight simulator. And then we're going to look to step to 6,000 for the as we get round the turn. But this is where you can see we're going to be on the managed descent profile in order to match everything. So if I just click 6,000 and just gone into managed descent, so it's now just going to keep us on that magenta line because it's got the constraints in there properly. So that's good. Perfect. Track miles then. We have 32 track miles to run. I'm going to activate the approach phase, and as we're now going through 7,000 and on our way down to 6,000, I'm going to select the QNH at 1015 set. So our approach checklist then we can go start to run through. The seatbelt signs are on, the baro reference has been set to 1015 on both sides. Auto brake is set on low, minimum is 277 and the engine mode selector is in the normal position. And that is our approach checklist completed. 250 knots. We've got no aircraft immediately in our vicinity, so we're okay to keep going 250 until we choose to slow down for the approach. Right. Good. And we're all on that managed approach, and we're going to make this nice big S shape and put ourselves right on the localizer. We've got another aircraft that's gone around. What's going on? Oh, that might be due to traffic actually. I suspect that's due to traffic. He is going to be getting on that localizer right as we are as well. Okay. Keep an eye on that. Heathrow traffic, left hand to 6 Juliet Lima is level at flight level 70, passing through the Lamborn 11 DME and initial approach onto 27 left with 30 track miles to run. Heathrow traffic, left hand to 6 Juliet Lima. Just making a call there, so we just warn people what we're up to. So they know we're coming in, because we are just pottering along here. Make sure they're not in the way. Right, there we are, that's the left swing. 24 track miles to run. We're going to slow up to 220 knots just because there's a couple of planes coming in. Just slow up to 220. And as we do, I'm going to select flap 1, which is just the leading edge slats, and now I'm going to deploy onto the main wing. So there they go, looking pretty cool. Very nice. Look at that. You can see, I know the ground texture is changing. That's as it tries to keep the frames up, just because everything's running quite intensively here, really. So that's what it's up to there. I'm going to select 2,500 so that it continues us down as it needs to. So max 180 there, so we're going to slow down to 200 knots now. And I'm just looking on VATSIM radar to have a look at where these aircraft are because I can't see them on the traffic display. He is literally like opposite us. In fact, that's him there. You can see 3,000 feet below us. That is him. So we're going to slow down.
Traffic wind for turning final to the left.
That's him. That's him turning finals. Okay. So we're just going to keep doing this S. So we'll put ourselves just in behind him. There's a 737 that's on his third attempt. It's about to follow in the aircraft. You can see we're just sat above it. I'm just going to go into manual descent mode to make sure we do make it. We have to be at, what is it, minimum here of 3,500, so I'll just keep an eye on it. But there's a shard is essentially down here. You can see there's London City. There's all the buildings. You can see it's just keeping the frames up by running it a little bit less. So we're just going to crack a little bit of spoiler here. And if you go around this corner, we need to ideally be at 180 knots, so we're just going to slow down. I say spoiler, it's speed brake in an Airbus, sorry. Spoiler in a Boeing. Good. A little bit of slow down there. Now we're rolling around. A bit more out.
Closing to the outer Lima. Charlie Fox 27 left, joining ILS and 2 left, Heathrow traffic.
Heathrow traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike is joining the ILS to 27 left, with 2 miles to run. Heathrow traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima.
Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima from London to Delta. Can you give us some space, like, to...
Yeah, we're slowing down Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima.
Thank you.
Back left. Cut him off slightly there, that's my way, but no, it's quite challenging. Okay, let's bring it left, but no. I'm at full slowdown, I can't really slow down.
Traffic.
Keep going left. Let's go 190. We'll do an S to slow him down. Look, there he's got that. A bit too close. He's cut right in. Oh well. We'll go down. Right. Go this way for a second. Coming down to 200. Let's select flap 2. Let's just keep moving south. That's fine. That's a joint area there. We'll head south and give him a bit of space, and then we'll make a big right-hand north turn. I'm on full speed brake, yes, as much as
2,500.
Okay, let's start a right-hand turn. Let's go all the way back through. 3, 2, 0. Okay. And Heathrow traffic, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, doing a quick right-hand turn, heading back north to recapture the low flies and put some distance in Lufthansa 6 Juliet. At 160, so I'm just going to select flap 3 there.
370
Bring the speed brakes in. Now we can arm as well. There we go. Okay. Good. We're going to keep that right hand turn going to 340. You'll see I've done a big S south of the localizer there, just to put us a bit of distance in, so that we're not right on top of it for the localizer. Good, there we go. We've got 7.5 miles to run, so we can select the gear down now. Or 7.8, close enough. Gear are now coming down. Just check that out. Nope, not quite. There we go. Right, and now we can swing back to 310. And we're going to slow to our finals as well here now. So if I go onto the manage, we'll select flat full, speed brake armed, and we slap on the approach phase. I've just let it sit, slip a little bit below us. So just trying to avoid that. So it's going down to 1,000 feet a minute. Just to catch up with it. You see the localizer's coming in there. Visual with the runway. Just capture it by going a little bit lower. There we go, that was a little bit rushed. But we've made it in. And the go around I think it's 4,000, so once we capture that, we're just going to keep bringing it down on that, because you can see the glide slope is still, there we go, capture the glide slope, so now I can select 4,000, go around. 6 miles to run, flat full, we'll get the cabin crew in their seats. Let's get the lights on. Good. Finals. Let's contact the tower then now. Heathrow Tower, very good afternoon. Lufthansa 6 Juliet Mike is on a final 27 left, 5 miles.
Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, Heathrow delay. We're arriving 27 right. Can you make the visual switch?
27 right, apologies. Probably a little bit late for a 6 Juliet Lima.
Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, roger, then just continue approach from a 27 left to meet the last one, 270 degrees at 15.
Thanks so much, we'll continue 27 left, 6 Juliet Lima, apologies. That must have changed fairly late.
Holding at 11.
27 left the whole time. But, oh well. Okay.
Nordic 2 Delta Lima, 27 right, land after vacating aircraft, 270 degrees, 15 knots.
3.5 miles, we'll take manual control.
Tower 1 Bravo, holding at 11.
1,000.
Good, so autopilot's off. 1,000 checked.
Super 1 Bravo, Heathrow, hello, taxi down and hold November Bravo 2 Echo. Taxi November Bravo 2 Echo, Super 1 Bravo. Heathrow Tower, 3 Bus 4, Echo Zulu on Alpha, A1 November 3. Super 46 Echo Zulu, Heathrow, hello, Roger, taxi hold November Bravo 3. Taxi hold November Bravo 3, Super 1, Echo D. Yeah, ground 55, taxi down, Echo, hold Echo 1. Echo 1 with
A little bit of wind change,
yeah,
but good there.
55, bank, Seeker ground 21.705, bye.
Still on stable.
Round 121.705.
500 feet stable.
Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, 27 left, clear to land, 270 degrees, 15.
Clear to land, 27 left, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima.
Nordic 22 Delta Lima, second right on Bravo, Heathrow ground 121.705.
300 above.
Bye-bye. Heathrow Tower, speedbird 533.
Minimum.
Continue.
Speedbird 533, Heathrow, hello, 27 right, clear to land, 270 degrees, 15 knots.
100.
Clear to land, 27 right, speedbird 533.
A little bit high there, threshold.
50. 40.
Speedbird 1 Bravo, disregard.
20. 10.
Speedbird 46 seconds to VV, November Bravo 3, line up, runway 27 left.
Wow, down.
November Bravo 3, Speedbird 1, thank you.
Speed brakes up. First thrust green. Decel. Drops in line. 100 knots. 60. Reverses in. And then auto brake off. Keep it rolling. We'll make off that rolling. There you go, we're off. The decel, there we go. Get it on the yellow line. Big line to it.
Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, right on Alpha.
Right on Alpha for Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima.
246 Echo Zulu, T7 left, clear for takeoff, T7 0 degrees at 15 knots. Clear takeoff, T7 left, super. 2533, runway T7 right, good line.
TV started turning off, there we go. See the lovely 777, look at that. We're swinging hard right here on town.
2 Bravo, V November Bravo 2 Echo, line up runway T7 left. And up T7 left, 3 Bravo.
Go after landing then, speed
Lufthansa
brakes.
6 Juliet Lima, hold short of Foxtrot, ground 121.705.
Hold short of Foxtrot, ground 121.705. Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, thank you, bye-bye. 121.705. There's the ground figures. Ground, good afternoon. Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima with you, holding short Foxtrot.
Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, Heathrow ground, hello, expect stand 221, taxi Alpha, hold short link 30.
Expecting 221 Alpha, hold short link 30, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima. I better get that chart up quickly, let's just work that one out. The airport charts, and then we need to turn up our lights. Link 30, straight ahead then for us. Going down, good. Let's keep it going then.
Speed 81, hold position.
After landing then, yeah, so...
Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, hold short link 32.
Hold short link 32, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima.
Speed 81, taxi right link 32, left Alpha, hold low.
Right on link 3 and taxi Alpha, speedbird 81.
Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima, off the British Airways 777 from your left, taxi stand, correction, taxi Alpha, link 30, stand 221.
After the 777, we're taxiing Alpha, link 30, stand 221, Lufthansa 6 Juliet Lima.
Speedbird 19, November, request taxi.
Heathrow then, everybody.
November taxi.
I think that was an alright landing actually. Yeah, it's alright. It got a little bit intense, didn't it, towards the end there? We're trying to work out.
Right, Bravo.
You can see it on
Hotel, right, Bravo, hold on, speedbird 19.
I think my mistake in getting 27 left, I thought the whole way across it, 27 left must have changed fairly late on. But that's my bad. And then we had to avoid that traffic. We made it down.
Taxi right to Romeo, hold November flight whiskey, hold short runway 27 left.
Been very busy.
Black Vietnam Airlines 55, taxi right Romeo, hold November
I'm glad
flight
we've got
whiskey,
the
hold short runway
taxi
27
now.
left.
See what's going on.
Taxi Romeo, hold short on November 5 whiskey, please just right, correction, just left in Africa.
Speed 81, contact Heathrow Tower, 118.505.
Signs there.
118, this
Taking link 30.
Nodding 22 Delta Lima, taxi stand 305, right 5 Foxtrot, correction, taxi
Not that
Foxtrot,
left, it's the left
Bravo,
arm.
stand 305 right.
That's link 31.
Foxtrot, right Bravo, stand 305 right, Nodding 22 Delta Lima, negative, left Bravo.
Yes, 380.
Left Bravo.
And the APU's Let's continue along here. We've got the nice, beautiful 747 starting up.
We have the Australian ready for clearance spot.
That's fantastic.
Spirit 239 at Heathrow ground, report your aircraft type and standard.
I'm taking this left here.
Spirit 239, we have a type of 7 and we're at stand 543.
Roger, standby, break Vietnam Airlines 55, hold short runway 27 left, contact Heathrow Tower, 118.505.
Contact to the left, contact for the tower 18505.
Check it's clear, it is, he's not moving anywhere, so we're good.
Zero 239, thank you, clear to Boston, Cop 3 Golf departure, squawk
Straight ahead of us.
5015.
Straight in here. Perfect. Across. That is 221 left, we're taking 221. Keep an eye on our positive plans to the company aircraft. Oh, not
Zero
company.
239, negative, Compton 3 Golf departure.
Huge 747 there.
Zero 239, correct, QNH, 1 discount.
We'll just bring it across here like this. And then
Speed
roll
about
it.
1 November, contact Heathrow Tower, 118.505.
118.505, Speedbird 19 November, connect.
505.
There we are, straight in.
9 November, contact Heathrow Tower,
And look,
118.505. 118.505 is River 19
Stop us on there with the camera.
Heathrow ground, Cathay, correction, Air China 938, requesting taxi.
Air China 938, taxi Bravo, hold locking.
Which feels a long way, but I think...
Taxi Bravo, hold Loki, Air China 938.
Shut down engine 1. That's right.
Speedbird 533, Speedbird 533, Heathrow ground, below taxi.
Shut down.
Taxi Echo, hold Echo 1, expect
Leave you lead on. And turn off taxi.
Heathrow ground, hello, this is Speedbird 1336, request for clearance to asphalt, information Charlie on board. Speedbird 1336.
Welcome to London Heathrow, everybody. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Sam R. Thank you. It's nice to be down.
And number 2.
Fantastic. Yeah, we are at London Heathrow. It is very, very busy here. This is tail sim scenery for London Heathrow, so it looks pretty good. But it's very busy and obviously...
Vietnam Airlines,
Here comes the Air China.
ground, hello, taxi stand. Taxi Sierra, Tango, stand 409.
778.
Speedbird 533, taxi Echo, left Bravo, Romeo, stand
Fantastic,
309.
absolutely fantastic. The A340 looking
1336,
amazing. Really pleased with that. Look at that. It's absolutely the guy driving over the little truck.
Speedbird 1336,
That looks really like
Barcelona, max 1 Golf departure, squawk 0475.
That absolutely brilliant. Really nice. Very pleased. Well, welcome to London Heathrow then. I'm going to
Speedbird 1336, correct.
disconnect from that.
QNH
It's pretty loud there, so we'll just disconnect. It's pretty busy. And now if I just go to toggle replay mode, if we just go into the tower so it's not so loud, I'm going to slide it back a little bit so that we can watch this landing, which would be pretty cool. Perfect. Let's have a look. Right, there we go. Okay. Drag it back a little bit. Right, and we'll go. Should go shift 2. That gives us a nice, nice replay camera. Here we are. Right, this is it. The 340. What was the touchdown like? Let's have a look. See. There it is. The big flare. A little bit of float. Another down. Oh, it didn't look too bad actually. That didn't look as bad as I thought it would. That was all right. Coming in. It's not actually that bad. I don't think. Here we are. There's the initial flare. It's a bit harder than I meant it to be. So then the second touchdown was a bit. Oh, yeah. Bit too much there, maybe you could argue, but not bad at all, really. And bam on the centre line, so I'm pretty chuffed with that. I think that could have been a lot worse. That was pretty good. pretty nice. Do you watch it from the? What do you want to watch it from? Do you watch it from the side camera here? Should we watch it from this view? Actually, let's watch from here. We get the nice buildings and things of Heathrow. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna turn off the camera. No, it's still on. You can see the taxi camera. That's what the passengers would see on the way down. Not bad. That's pretty cool. Yeah, a little bit too much flare, you could argue, but not bad at all. There we are. Oh, the touchdown noise made it sound much worse than I think it was. Very cool. That is welcome to London Heathrow. Look at the wing flex on that. That's pretty cool. Nice. We held the centre line nicely actually. Bad at all. Should we watch it from the flight deck? And not from my flight deck, from the virtual cockpit. There we go. A lot of stick movement. I was a bit worried about
40,
the wind.
30, 20, 10, 5.
So we are down. Boom. Look at that. Nice. Very pleased. That's good. Yeah. There you go, the tube goes forward. Start decelerating. Should we watch it from the end of the runway? And then we'll leave it there. Here we go. Here it comes. The massive A340, look at that. Huge. Nice. Nice. Welcome to welcome to London Heathrow. Thank you very much all for joining the stream this afternoon. It's nice to see you all. So thank you very much for coming along. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you are new around here. It's always a pleasure. So thank you very, very much. And I will see you all again in another stream. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a good one, and catch you again soon. Bye-bye.